When I was in fourth grade, Fridays were great because our teacher used to bake for us. Every single Friday, she would make us a cake. And we all loved it. It was terrific. However, a lot of us wanted chocolate cake. And unfortunately, there was this kid in class. His name was Pedro, and he hated chocolate. So I remember every time she had a chocolate cake mix that she was going to make, she would always put her away because Pedro didn't like chocolate, and she didn't want to make him feel left out because he would be the only one not eating it. So she would make, any other cake but chocolate. And we all wanted chocolate cake. We all wanted some brownies. We wanted some chocolate once in a while. One day, for whatever reason, she finally made a chocolate cake. So she got the cake stuff ready. She's making chocolate cake, and Pedro was completely okay with that.
Me, I don't like chocolate. I don't know why I never liked chocolate. I was like, hey, we had non-chocolate every other week, so I'll sit this one out, no problem. And that was like the first chocolate cake we had all school year, thanks to yours truly, because I don't like chocolate. Who likes chocolate other than like the majority of people, right? But I don't like chocolate.
So once the cake was in the oven and she was baking it.
First of all, who bakes cakes in a conventional toaster oven? I just want to know that. I need to try that for myself. Because I don't know, maybe she had some different Betty Crocker Deluxe like oven. Because I never heard nobody baking a whole cake, stand up and everything in a conventional toaster oven that you put a bagel in or some waffles. But anywho.
She goes on to continue with teaching us the lesson for the day, and we're all sitting there and she's teaching us some stuff, and then smoke starts to fill the room, and we all look around, and then she jumps up and tries to figure out where's the smoke coming from, and immediately she realizes it's coming from the oven.
So she marches over to the toaster oven, gets her little Betty Crocker oven mitts on, pulls the toaster oven door down, and she goes, oof, oof, because I guess smoke just poofed into her face. And then she's like, oh, silly me. And then she just pulls the tray out slowly, like, all goofy, like, pulls the tray out, and then you just see this jalopy of a thing on a plate.
It was smoking. There was smoke pouring out of the oven, and it was not cake. It wasn't edible at that point. But so we were all extremely angry. Here was the entire school year we wanted chocolate cake, and when we finally get it, this happens, of course. And unfortunately, the reason for this was because the previous Friday, our teacher, Miss Riley, she decided to make hot dogs for us.
I just remember getting just the average 50-pack of hot dogs, and she just put them on, like layered them like a top tray and a bottom tray, hot dogs. Then we just got our buns, and then you could put ketchup or mustard. I remember that being very simple, very basic.
It was one of those early summer days in school where the year is almost over. So she made hot dogs for us, and she left the dial on broil. She never switched it back to bake. So when she broiled the cake, it just completely turned into ash, and it just looked disgusting. I remember there was still smoke just emanating from the cake. It looked like it was a volcano.
It was more like a Super Bowl dome, like a football stadium, where the sides were all up and standing up, and the inside was just concaved. It was like a football stadium, but not only was it not risen and plump to perfection, it was burnt like a burnt brisket, like a bagel that you leave in the oven too long, like a burnt crisps on the side, like a burnt potato chip. It was just broiled. But what are you gonna do? The plan was to eat the cake, get back to business, get our afternoon lesson for the day. So she's not gonna sit here and bake another cake.
So there it was, our chocolate cake, smoke still pouring out of it. Fantastic, right?
So everyone got their plates, and she still served that bad boy.
So she decided not to waste the cake, and she cut it up into pieces for all of us, and we ate it. We tried to eat it.
I was like, you know what? Maybe today's the day I try chocolate. So I was like, give me a piece. Who cares? If that didn't solidify my disliking for chocolate, I don't know what else would, because it tasted like a burnt piece of cheese and a burnt hot dog.
It tasted like somebody microwaved an eraser for an hour too long.
It wasn't even like it was like a burnt taste. You could like kind of just taste the fire, like barbecue. Like you could taste just ash and flame. Like you could taste that. Like you could taste the friggin' lights on the toaster oven. You could taste the evaporated hot dog steam that got onto the lights that heat up the cake.
It did not taste like cake. It didn't even look like cake. It was completely disgusting. The smell of it was gross. It just, when you took a bite of it, you just started breathing smoke out of your mouth. It was disgusting.
You know, I'm not a smoker, but for people who smoke out there, I would imagine you put in the cigarette in the wrong side, and you just, oh, that ash in your mouth. It's like, what is that? Just, I don't know. It's just something very burnt. I didn't like it. I was like, whatever. So I'm not gonna have it. I could see just the faces of everyone spread out in the classroom, like trying to stomach it, trying to even like put it in their mouth without being repulsed. Miss Riley in the corner over there, like faking smiles, like she's over there, like, it's not that bad, guys. Just keep eating.
So to this day, I still give Pedro grief because of that, because I really cannot believe that would happen to us. Because of Pedro, we never got to enjoy chocolate cake, because if it wasn't for him, we would have been eating chocolate cake all the time.
Even to this day, when I use my toaster oven for everything, I go to make a grilled cheese, I go to toast some bread, I see that infamous, every time I see the word broil, it just comes and flushes back to me, just the memory of a broiled chocolate cake. Just, I want that image in your head right now. A broiled chocolate cake. What do you even eat that is broiled, first of all? Now, second of all, just imagine a cake being broiled. Like, you take a cake, you bake it so it's not liquid batter anymore, but it's still not fully baked, and then you just chuck it on the Barbie, and all that flame is just crisping it, making it burnt and toasty, but then the insides are like crummy. It's just unique experience. If you have time, if you have the resources, I would definitely say try it out. Put a cake in your toaster oven, switch it to broil, just so you can have a better envisioning of what I'm trying to reciprocate onto you. Lastly, I would just like to say to anyone is that just keep an eye on the functions of your daily household appliances. It could go for anything. It could go for if you're washing some clothes in your washer dryer. You know, if it's on a wrong function, things are going to go awry. And that's just something to keep in mind. Just check your functions.